Hello, Internet. Welcome back to Jams by Giesh. I'm Giesh, and today I have a quick video for you all. I want to talk about Chappell Roan, and specifically, I want to mention 3 things that I think Chappell Roan is doing better than every other artist right now. If you like this video, give it a like, comment what your favorite Chappell Roan song is in the comments, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, to summarize, the 3 things that I think she does better are her use of heavy synths in an homage to 80s pop, her exploration of queer sexuality in her music, and her fun vocalizations. So, heavy synths, right? Chappell Roan has called her style slumber party pop, and I feel like that really shows in her music. I've also seen critics call it a Stranger Thingsification of music, which I think is really funny because Chappell Roan has said that Kate Bush was one of her influences when she was writing music. But a lot of this comes from her use of a heavy synth bass. And it's not necessarily like a slap bass or like a funky bass that you might see in Sabrina Carpenter's music. It's more of just a like ostinato bass over and over again. And this synth bass aesthetic, it's very Wham, it's very George Michael, it's very ABBA, it's very Aha. On top of that, she has constant synth arpeggios in all of her tracks, and it just goes to accompany the melody, it goes to accompany the chords in the background. You might not even notice it all the time, but they are always there. These things also play really well with songs where she uses real instruments, like in Pink Pony Club, where she plays the piano and has a full orchestra. It's this contrast in her style where it's very much epic and big with these real instruments, but also you're at a slumber party and there's a synth and it's the 80s and it's fun. Next, let's talk about her exploration of queer sexuality. And, admittedly, I'm not the best person to talk about this, but I do really want to highlight that this is a style of music that doesn't really see a lot of talk outside of the conventional pop music is popular. That's why it's called pop music. But we haven't seen an exploration of queer sexuality in pop music, in mainstream pop music, really since Lil Nas X. We especially haven't had it from the perspective of a woman finding herself, let alone a woman from the Midwest finding herself. This is an extremely relatable experience to a lot of people. It's an experience that isn't really represented in other music. So in that way, it's genius for Chappell Roan to bring light to this experience for people who have never had their experience highlighted before. She talks about her first time going to a gay bar. She talks about like various sexual subjects in sexual acts with her partners that don't get talked about a lot. She also talks about her relationship with her mom and the shame that she feels in worrying about her mom's reaction to all of this. She also really wears her influences on her sleeves. She has local drag queens open at every show that she performs. And it's abundantly clear that she's been influenced by other queer musicians of the past, whether Kesha, Boy Genius, or the sound of Lady Gaga and Madonna. Suffice to say, she is very much attuned to queer culture and representing it in a way that it hasn't really seen in a long time. Now, let's talk about her vocalizations. Chappell Roan is a gifted vocalist, a gifted performer, really. But I want to emphasize the vocals here. I can count at least like 5 different styles of delivery on her tracks. There's moments where it's like a very Madonna, Vogue, or Lady Gaga, like monotonous, like domineering delivery. And there's other moments where we hear this passionate, silly scream, and you immediately cut to her like smoky, deep, low register. But then she has this crystal clear operatic head voice. And then on top of that, throughout There's just some very impressive falsetto range harmonizing with everything that we hear. She is a gifted vocalist and a gifted musician, really. So those are 3 quick things that I think Chappell Roan is doing better than every other artist in mainstream pop right now. I hope you all enjoy. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.